In this lesson, we're going to be building out our HTML and discussing a little bit more about what the DOM is. So first of all, I've added a simple extension to my browser, and this is the HTML tree generator. And what this does is this gives me the ability to see the DOM of any web page. And as you can see, the way that the DOM works is that it's a series of, let me close that one up. And you can see that it's all the elements on the page are represented within this tree-like structure, and we can easily access them. We see the relationship from them from one to the next to the next. So we've got the parent, we've got children, and then we've got the children's children and the parent of the parent, and so on. So you can navigate your entire web page using this type of format and maneuvering through all of the different elements that are available on your page. So if you actually want to see a little bit more about what's available within the DOM, we can open up our console and we can type in console, and this is console directory, so not console log, and type in document. So this will give you the ability to see the document object, and you can do this on any web page, your favorite websites. Go to it, open up the console and type in console directory. And as you can see, all of the elements on the page are represented here within the document object. And you can see all of the different nodes, the children, and then their children, and so on and so on. And the nice thing about it as well is it highlights all the different elements as you maneuver through them so that you can easily select them and find them available within your DOM. The advantage of understanding how the DOM is structured is it's going to make it a whole lot easier to interact with that document object when you're using your JavaScript. Open up our editor, adding in a div. I'm going to give it a class, so that's how I'm going to select it from all the other elements on the page, and then this is going to give me my connection with JavaScript once I select it in order to update and manipulate it. We're also going to need an input. And the type of input is going to be a number. So we'll set that up, and I'm going to give it a default value of 100. So we're only going to have that one input, so that gives us, again, a way to select it. So I'm just making sure that all of these elements are distinct enough that it's fairly easy for me to select it using JavaScript. So next, let's set up using a button. And then within here is where we're going to calculate the tip amount. So we've got all of the fields that we need. We've got an input number, and then we've got a button that will calculate the tip, that will invoke the event to trigger the function that calculates the tip, and then the output where we're going to output the contents of the tip. So when we refresh our page, not a whole lot happening here. We have the input field, and we've got our button for the tip. And list out the document. Opening up the document object, I'll make this bigger. You can see that we've got child nodes. So we've got HTML as the first child. And then within HTML, I've got several children, or I've got 3 child nodes. So I've got head, text, and body. So this is the contents of the head, and this is the contents of the body. And then inside of the body, we've got child nodes. So I've got 9 child nodes. I've got children here. So there's 4 different children. So there's that input div there's that output div that I created with the class of output. There's the input field that I created, as well as the button that I created. And then lastly, we've got our script area where we're linking to our script code. So you can see that it actually matches exactly what we have on our left-hand side within our code. So once you've set this up, go ahead and set up your HTML page, and you're going to be ready to move on to the next part where we're going to be making use of the data that's represented here on the HTML page and connecting in our JavaScript, and then using that data, manipulating some of the elements on the page. And that's coming up in the next lesson.